Good morning, everyone. I'm enthused, an educator on the strength trading system, which has 3 simple steps. We want to mark our weekly, daily, and relevant trading range. We want to identify dynamic 200 EMA support / resistance, and we want to scout bullish and bearish divergences on the RSI index at these dynamic support / resistance levels. So let's go ahead and check a look. Good morning, let's go ahead and check our microphone levels and our signals. We're looking good. Let's go ahead and post in the Discord group. Hey, we're going live now. All right. Frostbite, good morning, buddy. All right. So we're not going to go into super deep dive on Bitcoin and Ethereum this morning. So what still remains very, very relevant, if you go to the Enthused homepage, we have our ideas here, our streams are all here, and the weekly deep dive that I did on Bitcoin and Ethereum is still very, very relevant today. So we're going to count on that video. It's only 13 minutes long. You can watch that if you want to get caught up on the deep dive for Bitcoin and Ethereum. All right, so what do we know about Bitcoin? We know that Bitcoin, if we go to our Bitstamp chart, right? Let's go ahead and zoom out that Bitcoin. Let's go ahead and hide our drawings. We'll do this part real quick, right? That we know that Bitcoin, while it's maintaining the 12-period exponential moving average on a candle close basis on the monthly we maintain a monthly uptrend, right? So you can see since May of 2020, Bitcoin's price is closed above the monthly 12 EMA, maintaining the monthly uptrend, right? We also know that Bitcoin is in a weekly uptrend, right? So if we look at our object tree here, and if we show the weekly levels, let's go ahead and do this. The weekly levels are in yellow with the white arrows here. That shows that we have a series of primary, secondary, and tertiary weekly higher lows, right? And then if we go to our daily time frame, we could see that versus the capitulatory December 4th $42,000 low, that we have a daily higher low and a daily lower high. So this would be your previous daily high and then a daily lower high, right? So that's what we're looking at in sort of the macro outlook. Let's go back to our Binance chart on Bitcoin. And so what do we going on here? Let's go ahead and hide this. What do we get going on here? So we were looking yesterday at the 1 hour time frame, right? And where were we yesterday? The stream was right about here yesterday, right? Right about here. And we were talking about this tightening of a trading range on the 1 hour time frame and the 1 hour equilibrium, and it was looking more likely to break bearish than bullish, right? So we had a bear break with, yet again, a lack of follow through. So we have a hourly equilibrium bear break holding the pivot lows. What do we know step number one is? Step number one on Bitcoin is to get above the 1 hour 200 EMA, and what matters is the pullback, right? So what we have on the hourly time frame is here's your 1 hour 200 period exponential moving average. We have our most bearish swing high to low retracement. So on the hourly time frame, our relevant trading range, right? Let me go ahead and get OCD about this here. Get these pivots marked exactly. All right, so our hourly trading range is $52,088 on the high side, and our low side is $45,678, right? And this swing high to low, we're going to take a look at our Fibonacci retracement levels. Here's our isolated range. Now, if you guys do not know how to do these Fibonacci retracements, here's my settings. You can go ahead and pause the video. 61.8% to 65% in teal is the golden pocket range. And I do a lot of education on the 88% retracement, which you're not going to hear anywhere else in the cryptoverse besides our channel, to my knowledge, right? So what's important? We use the strength trading system to identify more likely and less likely scenarios, and we keep it that simple, right? So as long on the hourly time frame as Bitcoin resides below and gets rejected by the 38% retracement in yellow, so $48,126, we know it is more likely than less likely to continue to pivot lower lows, right? Good morning, investment manager. Good to see you here, buddy. So Bitcoin's pushing up on the hourly time frame. Where are we anticipating the first resistance? We're anticipating the first resistance at the hourly 200. Typically on the first back test, you will find resistance, right? So it is more likely we're going to get rejected, right? What we want to see is the bulls print an hourly higher low and then re-attack this 1 hour 200. It is less likely that price is going to blast through this 1 hour 200 EMA on the first back test, right? Once we get over the hourly 200 period exponential moving average, it is more likely than less likely we're going to get rejected by the 38% retracement. What matters is the pullback, and we want to see the pullback find support on the hourly time frame, right? So if we always look left for clues, right? When we look left here, we could see that's exactly what happened in the past, right? We look left for clues. We got 1 hour 200 EMA resistance numerous times. So to be precise, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 times, right? 6 touches to the hourly 200 rejection. Finally get a rip above, first back test and support, and then we push up into the 4 hour 200, right? So that was our hourly trading range. Let's zoom out to the 4 hour time frame. So our 4 hour relevant trading range would be the all-time high at $69,000, and we're on Binance. It doesn't matter what exchange you're on, to the December 4th capitulatory low at $42,000. Now on this pullback, on this macro swing high to swing low range, it's important to realize that the price realized the 88% retracement, which means that, and we'll go ahead and take a look at our isolated range here, Fib ISO, right? Here's your isolated range. Here's our 88% retracement, and that this means it is more likely than less likely that when price pushes up, if it pushes up, that we're going to print a weekly lower high relative to the all-time high. That is the most likely scenario, right? We keep it that simple here. All right, so on the 4 hour time frame, you can see the 4 hour 200 EMA has provided brick wall resistance since November 15th. We've had numerous rejections. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 rejections on the 4 hour 200, 6, 7, right? 7 rejections. So once we get over the hourly time frame, so we're just going to zoom out a level. You start on the hourly time frame. Once, if the hourly gets bullish and gets over this level, we'll back out to the 4 hour time frame. More than likely when we find support here, right? If we find support, you're going to extrapolate out this 4 hour 200. It is more likely than less likely to get rejected on the first back test. There again, you'd want to print an hourly higher low, or a 4 hour higher low. What would not be surprising is that the 4 hour higher low is somewhere in this range, which would potentially be the first rejection high, right? So prior resistance becomes support. So if the bulls are going to have a chance, this is what we need to see happen on the 1 hour and 4 hour time frame, right? Now we were talking about this yesterday, like time beating price versus price beating time. We'll go over this real quick. Let's go to this chart. Oh gosh, we're gonna have this again. Hey guys, is TradingView doing this again with this big laggy stuff? My lord. Let's go ahead and erase a couple. Let's go ahead and move these. Here's our 4 hour. We dealt with that yesterday. Love TradingView to death, but that is annoying when it's lagging here. All right, so what do I mean by price beating time and time beating price? So let's start with the more bullish scenario. If you extrapolate out your 4 hour 200 EMA, right? If price beats time, if price reaches the 4 hour 200, that is more bullish, right? If time beats price, meaning that we push sideways here, right, and the 4 hour 200 EMA meets price, that is more bearish, right? So you want price. If you're a Bitcoin bull, you want price action exhausting the bears, right? If we're pushing sideways, all that accomplishes is cooling off the technicals, right? Keeping the relative strength not oversold. And you'd be looking at a long drawn out sort of equilibrium style pattern that would be much more likely than less likely to break the pivot lower lows, right? So hopefully that makes sense. Constantine, pro team member, good morning, brother. Good morning. Good to see you here. Constantine was the original member of our trading group many years ago. Always good to see Constantine here. All right, so that's Bitcoin. We're going to take a look at Ethereum really quickly, and then I'm going to read some questions and look at the tickers. We've got about, what do we have, about 50 minutes left to stream or so. 50 minutes left to stream. Let's take a look here. So Ethereum. Ethereum is a lead bull, right? So if we start on the hourly time frame, what is our hourly relevant trading range? Our hourly relevant trading range I would use, this is a bit subjective. You could, okay, let's go ahead and delete this. We could use this pivot back here. Let me go ahead and erase some of these arrows. All right, guys, when I get to the office, the first thing I do is fire up the stream. And so a lot of times I'm not prepared and have drawings from yesterday on here. And I'm looking at the charts in real time with you guys. The Jewfish, good morning, my brother. Good morning. Maybe we could get a report on the traditional markets from the Jewfish. I had not had a chance to take a look. So on the hourly relevant trading range, this is a bit subjective, but I would probably use this pivot here. You could argue that this would be your hourly relevant trading range. I'm going to use this pivot here, right? So the swing high to low is $4,127. This is very interesting. We have this ascending triangle sort of pattern. We've gone over these before. Your hourly trading range low is $3,585. Again, we're on Binance, and we've talked about these in the past. And we had a bull fake out here. This is really interesting. I'm just looking at this for the first time today. So we know that these patterns typically do 3 bull, 3 bear touches before they break, right? So here's your bull, 1, 2 bull, 3 bull. Here's your bear, 1, 2, 3, 3 bear touches. It's very interesting that the ascending triangle trend line provided support to the price, and our measured move target's right up here at $3,965. So let's go ahead and do our Fibonacci retracements to get more information. We're going to swing from this hourly pivot high to this pivot low. We're going to look at our isolated trading range, Fib ISO, and we can see that the measured move target, let's get OCD here. Okay, the measured move target is between the golden pocket range and the 78% retracement. Now, we've seen lots and lots of confluence lately with these 78% retracements, right? So, rewind a week ago, and we were realizing 88% long and short targets. Right now, we're seeing both on the long and short side, where we're seeing a lot of 78% realizations of bull and bear targets. If I was currently in an Ethereum long, I would be targeting this, this golden pocket for probably 50% of my trade, and then the 78% for the other 50% of my trade, and not get more greedy than that, right? So Ethereum is a lead bull. We can see what Ethereum's doing. Let's go ahead and hide our drawings here. We had the 1 hour 200 EMA double rejections and the bull fake out on the ascending triangle, and we can see that Bitcoin is currently at the 1 hour 200 EMA. So potentially, we got to use some common sense in trading. Potentially that Bitcoin's going to follow Ethereum being a lead bull, right? So potentially, I don't know. Ethereum has blasted through the 1 hour 200. So what do we need to see here, guys, right? Here's your 50. What's our bear zone? Okay, our bear zone is the 50% to 38% retracement. So here's our bear zone. Price is above our bear zone right now, right? So that is a good indication. Let's go ahead and turn this back into our isolated range. So what's step number 1? We're going to print a high, and what matters is the pullback. So now what we need to see, regardless of where this high ends up, whether we realize our measured move target or not, what matters is the pullback. And when price pulls back, we need to find support at this 1 hour 200 EMA. And visually speaking, right, if we're going to use a little common sense here, here's your candle close lows, right? So if we want to take a horizontal ray, mark the candle close lows at $3,838. If we extrapolate out this 1 hour 200 EMA in time, potentially we get a kiss and a back test and hold somewhere on here in 2 days around January 6th, right? So that's what we're looking at. So this is the step number 1 for the bulls to change the hourly trend on Ethereum. And we know that if you're a bull, this is what you're looking for Bitcoin to do on the bull side, right? Okay, let's go ahead and take a look at the 4 hour on Ethereum. So this is our hourly trading range. Okay, let's take a look at our 4 hour. Our 4 hour trading range on Ethereum would be currently the same, or I would back up one pivot on the 4 hour. The 4 hour, I'd back this up to here. So our 4 hour trading range is very similar to our hourly trading range on Ethereum, and it's very different on Bitcoin. And there again, the measured move target, this is crazy, guys. The strength trading system, one thing I love about the system is every day I fire up the stream and take a look at this, and we go through our trading routine. Oftentimes we talk about if you're working on your physical self, you have a gym routine and you're working out your muscles to stay in shape. We have a trading routine. We flex our trading muscles every single day. And we have these moments, or I have these moments on these streams like this where you click in and out. I'm looking at the stuff for the first time with you guys, And lo and behold, the measured move target is potentially confluent, which is a fancy word for saying the same, with potentially this ascending triangle measured move target. And potentially this works out where we push up and price hits the 4-hour 200 EMA at the measured move target. That's pretty cool. Pretty cool stuff. That stuff gets me excited. So that's what we're looking at Bitcoin and Ethereum. So on the hourly time frame, we got some hourly bullish signs for both Bitcoin and Ethereum. We know what matters is the pullback. We got to get it over the hourly 200 EMA and find support, right? We know this. And on a macro 4-hour scale, we know it's higher drawings. As long as price resides below the 4-hour 200 exponential moving average, we are bearish, right? Longing is trading against the trend. As long as price resides below this 4-hour 200, we cannot lose sight of that. We also have to remember that on the big picture, the all-time high to the $42,000 low, this 38% retracement here is what matters, right? This 38% retracement keeps us bearish, keeps the most likely scenario of price going to pivot lower lows until we break this 38% retracement, right? So that is in play for Bitcoin. If we look at Ethereum, here is your 50% retracement, right? So we have, let's go ahead here and let's go ahead and mark our macro range. Let's take a look at the macro picture on Ethereum on the 4-hour time frame. So we have $4,778 down to the low at $3,500-ish, right? And here is our swing. Here's our swing high to low, right? Let's take a look at our isolated range, Fib ISO. Right, and we can see that here's your 38% retracement at $3,998. So, Bitcoin and Ethereum, and this is confluent with the 4-hour 200 EMA, are very close, right? So there's lots of things coming together that indicate that if we push up to the 4-hour 200, we have a measured move target to realize. We have a 4-hour 200 EMA and a 38% retracement, and we know it is more likely than less likely to get rejected on the first back test for both Bitcoin and Ethereum. So hopefully that's clear for everybody. Welcome to the stream, everybody. Welcome. Let's go ahead and read some questions. Say hello to some people. Abram, hello. Uber, good morning. Skywalker, good to see you here. JD, FTM. Okay, you guys want to start building a list? We can start that. Let's see. Hey, sorry, I just meant to say what is happening with Sol. We can take a look at Sol, Abram. All right, let's go ahead and build our list here. Let's go ahead and build our list. Where's TradingView? All right, let's go. These are the ones from yesterday. Let's go ahead and add. What was the first one? FTM. We're going to add 6 of these and then we'll reevaluate. And if you guys have any questions, we'll take a look at questions as well. That's a DeFi coin, FTM. Let's see, Sol. We had somebody ask about Sol. Sol was a lead bull recently. Lead bear is flipping to lead bull. That's one of the coins I trade regularly. All right, Uber saying FTM has been breaking out aggressively and not sure how to mark the chart. Okay. Do we just stay zoomed out? Zoomed out right now is a good time. So you're looking at Sol as well, so that's good. Sol, potential head and shoulder pattern. Yep. So these head and shoulders have not been breaking bearish lately. H-bar's been breaking out too. Okay, somebody wants to take a look at VET. Pat Wild. Good morning. I'm new to trading and computers, so I'm very grateful. Oh, thank you so much for the kind words. ETH BTC. Okay, we can take a look at ETH BTC. That's it. That's an excellent point. Bitcoin, ETH Bitcoin, I would stay certainly zoomed out at. We can go over that. Investment manager, our man. Good morning. Maybe I was wondering what happened, but yeah, I can see the head and shoulder. Okay. Hey guys and gals, BTC, one of my favorite screen names. It's very creative. Let's see, could that be a head and shoulders since the 17th? Okay, which ticker are you talking about, Nian? Good morning, everyone. Hey, Enthuse, can you look at Adam? Okay, we got somebody asking for Adam. Okay, we're gonna get 6 of these, and then we're gonna start looking at them. Gleeful likes Matic every day. Gleeful likes Matic USDT. Gleeful's got a white knuckle spot position on Matic. Okay, Jewfish is giving us the traditional market update. NASDAQ is now slightly down, point foam down, up. Okay, the opposite divergence from, okay. All right, so the traditional markets are not really having a huge effect on what's going on. No big major moves pulling the cryptoverse up or down. Okay, Alex Trebek coming back from the dead, speaking from the grave. We got Luna. Alex Trebek. Okay, we'll take a look at Luna. Okay, so we've got, what do we have? Do we have 6 names? We've got 6 names. So Valgym, we may come back and take a look at these. What's up, Wild? MIR, big drop. Okay. Alex Trebek. Let's see, last question. When you have a bull for the 38% retracement, does it need to actually kiss the 38% retracement or just get into the golden pocket zone? You've got to clear the level. You have to candle close above the bearish level. You got to have candle close on the relevant time frame. So that relevant time frame, you want to candle close above the 38% retracement. That would be a back test and candle close above it. The wick, you disregard the wick. You could have a big long wick below it. As long as you candle close above it, that would be holding the level. Also, where would you set your price grab in the 38% zone in the middle of the KISS line? All right. Let's get started on these special requests. Welcome to the stream, everybody. So let's go ahead and do a couple of our strength trading systems on a couple of these assets. Feel free to keep typing questions in chat. We've got about 45 minutes left to stream here. All right, let's take a look at this. I guess we took a look at FTM yesterday. All right, so let's zoom out a little bit. Did we mark our weekly levels? Yep. All right, so we got our weekly levels in yellow, our daily levels in white. Here's your daily high. We broke the daily higher highs. Let's go ahead and go to our brush strokes. Let's get rid of these. Okay, so what we want to know, we're going to get information by, so now that we've realized this daily level, right, and we've broken the higher highs on the daily time frame, we're going to back up a pivot, right? So here's your next level, here's your prior daily, and we're realizing the 78% retracement here. So I would say I'd back all the way up to here, and you're just kissing the 78% retracement on this daily zone. So this is the retracement target that we've seen have lots of relevance as of late. So let's go ahead and look at our indicators here, see what we're seeing. So you got let me go ahead and do this. So our current, we looked at this yesterday. Here's our daily, here is our daily higher low, daily higher high, daily higher low, right? So these are our daily levels. Let's go ahead and mark that. On the daily time frame, we swung low to high, right, to get information. So let's do this. When price was here, okay, we knew that if we held this 38% retracement, what was most likely scenario? That you're going to go to higher highs, right? So let's look at our Fibonacci isolated range, right? Here's your full isolated range. If we hold the 38% retracement, it is more likely and less likely to go to higher highs. So we extrapolate this out, right? We hold the 38% retracement, we hold the 12-period exponential moving average on the daily time frame, and we get a bull break to higher highs, right? So the daily high is not set, so we can't swing, we can't do this again, right? So we would just move these pivots up, right? We cannot swing high to low again until the daily high is set, right? So we won't know what this 38% retracement level is until the daily high is set. We know at this moment in time, your 38% retracement is close to the prior high at $2.62, right? So you have to move this pivot up as price goes higher to give us our most likely and least likely scenarios. You have your 4 hour 200 period exponential moving average way below price. So things are looking bullish. On the 4 hour time frame, you've got a 4 hour high, a 4 hour higher high. We are seeing bearish divergence right here. But on our tertiary high, we are pulling back above. We're getting higher relative strength, so we're getting bullish confirmation on the tertiary high. So this one is looking like there's more gas in the tank. But if I wasn't long, I wouldn't be long, and I wouldn't be jumping into a long right now. If we zoom into the 1 hour time frame, now we've seen tons and tons of confluence. 4 hours, your mid range. 1 hour is your shorter term time frame. If we zoom into the 1 hour, there again, we're seeing our lows at the 1 hour 200. If you are not already in a long, right, we want to look left for clues. Where were our last lows? When we look left for clues, we can see our last low was here at the 1 hour oversold, 1 hour 32%. Our previous low, right, was 1 hour oversold conditions, 32% relative strength, right? So that's what I'd be looking at if I wasn't already long. I'd be looking to look for bullish divergence at the 1 hour 200 EMA, and then keeping in mind this 38% retracement level. And you can move this retracement in real time with price, right? So that's what I'd be looking at on FTM, looking quite bullish. All right, let's take a look at the next one. Sol was the lead bear to lead bull. Let's go to the daily. Let's go look at Sol. I'm sure I have this chart marked up. We do. So our weekly levels are in yellow. Here's our weekly high or low. We can now move our weekly high or low. So if we want to review this really quickly, we have a primary weekly high or low, a secondary weekly high or low, and now we have our tertiary weekly high or low is set. So let's go ahead and erase this. Right, let's go ahead and erase this. So this is our tertiary weekly high or low. Weekly 200 EMA is down here. I'm sorry, that's your daily level, but your daily is your weekly, right? So here's your weekly high or low, okay? And that was that was daily high or low, tertiary daily high or low, which is the December 4th is also your weekly high or low. Okay, tripping over my words here this morning. All right, so let's go ahead. We got our daily range at the low of 148. The daily high is 204. We're going to swing high to low and get some information. So if we look at our Fibonacci isolated range, this is a bit of a review. We held the golden pocket region, which was our December 4th capitulatory low, prior low right here on December 4th. Price is currently holding that level. The good news for the bulls on the 4-hour time frame is you have a little bit of bullish signs shaping up. 4 hour. Here's your 4 hour candle close, 4 hour candle lower close, like candle close lower low. Significant bullish divergence on the 4 hour time frame right here, right? We're going to look at this number here. So your primary low is 28%. Your secondary low is 33%. So that's a 5% bullish divergence. And we grind down to a tertiary pivot lower low, and you have another 3% bullish divergence. So Sol is looking like it is attempting to print a 4-hour low, right? That's, we remain, the title of my last video is significant 4-hour bullish divergence, and we are certainly still seeing that on this asset. So if we go to our 4-hour trading range, all right, let's go ahead and move this pivot here. Let's take a look at our 4-hour trading range. It's going to be the low, right? So here's your lowest low. Your lowest low versus the 4-hour high. Let's go ahead and take our Fibonacci isolated range. It's time to move this around. Here's our Fib ISO. We're going to move the pivot to the low, and then your 38% retracement is 181. So we know as long as price resides below $181, the most likely scenario is that we're going to continue to pivot lower lows. So this is your first line in the sand. It would not be surprising if this level is confluent with the 1 hour 200. We zoom into the 1 hour, and we can see that on the first back test, as we know, typically you find resistance on your first back test. We found resistance on the first bounce into the 1 hour 200 EMA. We extrapolate out the 1 hour 200 EMA, and it is likely that we're going to get back test and resistance on the first back test, right? So, all right, let's take a look at our hourly trading range. Our hourly trading range is going to be the high here, right? So here's our hourly, and here's our hourly low, right? If we swing high to low on the hourly, we're going to see our levels and see what we're getting to. Fibonacci isolated range, and we've gotten above the bear zone. So price is closing above the bear zone in this level, right? Here's your bear zone. Price is above that level, and our 1 hour 200 EMA is confluent with what? Confluent with between the 78% golden pocket. So certainly would not be surprising. Like a lot of these assets are looking similar, right? Here's your 1 hour 200. Most likely find a back test and resistance will hold. It would not be surprising to pull back and form an hourly high or low before we get over the 1 hour 200. And what matters is the pullback. It would not be surprising to find resistance here, hourly pullback and hold, right? And how do we know if price is going to print an hourly low and hold? If this is our hour. Gosh dang, this microphone. I don't understand why this microphone keeps shutting off. If this is our hourly lower high, then we're going to swing from low to high with our fib, right? Let's just say this is the let's just say this is the low, and then we would extrapolate out our 38% retracement, and this is potentially how this could play out, right? Resistance, hourly high or low, hold the 38%. Then we know, this is our signal that we know that we're more likely and less likely to clear this 1 hour 200. That's what we'd be looking for moving forward in time. Hopefully that makes sense to everybody. So we had a great question today about Ether versus Bitcoin, right? Ether versus Bitcoin. So let's take a look at the weekly time frame, and you guys are going to see that I do watch these, and the Bitcoin pair does give you a clue. This is a little bit more of an advanced thing to do, but the Bitcoin pairs do give you an early indication on what the USDT pairs are going to do. So let's go ahead and mark our weekly levels, right? So our weekly high is up here, right, at 88, right, at 88. Our weekly, so here is a weekly higher low, primary weekly higher low, secondary, tertiary. We have a tertiary weekly higher low. Let's go ahead and erase this one, right? Let's go to look at the daily time frame. So we have daily lower low, right? And here's our daily lower high. One thing that's important on the Ether Bitcoin pair is that we're going to daily lower lows, right? So here's your daily lower high, right? So daily lower high. We broke to daily higher highs. We broke one resistance level, two resistance levels, and now we're breaking to higher highs. You guys might have to hold on a second. Hold on, somebody's knocking on the door here. Let me see if I need to go deal with this. I think we're good. All right. So, the Bitcoin pair is looking bullish. This is good. So we're going to swing high to low on here, right? Here's our Fibonacci isolated range, and we can see the 38% retracement is right here, right where price is. So it would be extremely bullish if price gets up and over this 38% retracement. So this is one way you look at the Bitcoin pairs. You could also argue that this is a little bit of falling wedge style pattern, right? Which is bullish. Falling wedge style pattern, right? Your technical target on this falling wedge would be right here, right back by the prior high. So the Ethereum pair gave you an early indication as to what the USDT pair is doing once we cleared this 4 hour 200 and continued above towards the 38% retracement. So hopefully that's clear on the Ethereum Bitcoin pair. Let's take a look at Atom. We might actually get through more than 6 of these today. We got about 30 minutes. Whoa, we got about 30 minutes left to stream. Does anybody know? Is there some fundamental news behind Atom? Does anybody know what the heck's going on here? Was there an announcement or something like that? Some news event? So here's our weekly levels marked in yellow, right? Weekly levels marked in yellow. Let's go to our daily levels. Let's go ahead and erase all this. All right. My guess is there's some sort of news event. So you're attacking the prior day, the daily lower high from October 26th right now. We get up and over, found support on the daily 200 and bull rep, right? This is crazy. Let me check a couple of these daily levels here. So here's your daily low. Whoops. Here's your daily low. Let's go to your daily high. Let's see where we got to here. Fibonacci isolated range. So yeah, this candle closed above the 50% retracement right here, right? So that it is more likely than less likely that we're going to challenge the prior pivot highs, right? But not necessarily go to higher highs. So on the daily time frame, this was your information that this was the most likely scenario. We held the 50% retracement. So challenge the prior highs, not necessarily break the higher highs. The bulls are very overextended on this rip up. There's been no daily consolidation since December 28th. So it's going to be interesting to see if we get rejected here at the prior daily highs. And you could do a fib on this too, but at this point it's sort of irrelevant because we're so close to the prior high. Once we realize the 88% retracement targets, like once you get to this level, there's not much value in the Fibonacci retracements, or there's very little value, right? Once we realize our 88%, and then you're just looking at pivot highs, right? The prior daily lower high and the weekly all-time high at $44.80. So let's see. On the daily time frame, you've got bullish confirmation with price where relative strength is printing a high and a higher high. Let's go to the 4 hour time frame. And the 4 hour time frame, you have your high and a secondary high. Not, you've got about the same relative strength, and so you have to watch up here what happens. Here's your relative strength high. If we do a relative strength lower high, you're going to start your bearish divergence. We'll have to see how this shapes up. Very, very bullish right now. If I was not in a long position, I probably would not be getting into one right now on this asset. And here's your 1 hour 200 EMA. But what's exciting about these, when you have a big bull rip like this is something I would look at day trading, and I would zoom into the 5-minute time frame, and you can see that you get 5-minute 200 EMA support, right? So this is something I would day trade, certainly with a big bullish move like this, looking to day trade on the 5-minute to the 1-minute time frame, and the goal is to be in and out of a position within 8 hours. So if we have time, this will be a good one to come back to and take a look at for a potential day trade and how I would day trade this asset. All right, let's get back to our list. Matic. Let's take a look at Matic. We look at Matic quite a bit. I'm just going to go to the 4 hour on Matic because we look at this one almost every single day. All right, so our weekly levels are marked in yellow. I don't know why. Let's go ahead. Actually, you know what? Let's go ahead and redo this. Sometimes it's just quicker to redo it. All right, so here's our weekly high. You have a primary weekly high or low, secondary weekly high or low, tertiary weekly high or low. That is very bullish on the weekly time frame. Let's go to our daily, and then our daily rejected off the prior. Well, no, the daily is the weekly high. We broke to weekly higher highs, which is important to note right back here, right? Important to note that we are breaking to weekly higher highs. Here's your daily high or low, primary, secondary, tertiary. This is your fourth daily high or low. And so our daily trading range is going to be the swing high to low from $1.75 to the all-time high at $2.92. Let's go ahead and swing high to low, see what the most likely versus less likely scenarios are. And the bulls, we are currently in the bull zone. This is your bull zone right here. $2.33 to $2.47. We are candle closing within that level. Let's go ahead and zoom into our 4 hour time frame. Let's go ahead and mark this 50%. There's your low. 4 hour time frame. Here's your 4 hour 200. So here's an example of a head and shoulder style pattern that has not broken bearish, right? Here's your simple left shoulder, your head, you have a simple right shoulder, right? Here's your neckline. Let's go ahead and mark the neckline, right? Neckline would be something like that. Your measured move target would be, I use the candle close down to the neckline, and if we had a bear break, which we have not, your bear break would have been from here, and your measured move target would have been all the way down here. And on a 4 hour time frame, here's our 4 hour trading range. If we swing low to high, let's look at our isolated range, and we would have been, here's the 78% realizations I keep talking about. This would have been a 78% bear target realization on the short side, right? But we've seen several, I think it was it Luna? I think Matic and Luna, maybe not Luna. A couple of them had head and shoulder patterns that have not broken bearish. We've seen that lately, right? What we've seen, 2021 has been the year of price consolidation leading to bull breaks. That has been this year. Rising wedges breaking bullish on Ether numerous times. Luna is an example of rising wedges breaking bullish. All right. Let's go ahead and erase this. I hope you guys are learning something today. All right. And so you could also argue on this with the lack of bearish follow through, which sort of shaping up. And I like to do this on the 1 hour time frame. I like to use 1 hour candle closes to seek patterns, and you potentially have a falling wedge style pattern here, right? This is a falling wedge style pattern, which is 73% chance to break bullish. And your technical target on this falling wedge, if this is a follow wedge, would be right up in this zone here, right? So let's go ahead, and while we're on the hourly time frame, let's go ahead and mark our hourly trading range, right? So we got the hourly lower low, right? And so what's important to note is a falling wedge is a series of bear breaks with a lack of follow through. That's how you print a falling wedge. So right here, here's your primary low, here's your secondary lows marginally breaking bearish with no follow through, right? So here's your primary low zone, your secondary low zone, right? And you've got hourly bearish divergence down here where you have candle close lower lows, right? Candle close lower lows with major hourly bullish divergence back here, right? So that's important to note. And then you have a tertiary low zone that breaks to lower lows versus these prior candle close lows with another lack of follow through. When you have a series of these over time, that's how you print the falling wedge style pattern. All right, so our hourly trading range is going to be 292 down to 236.10, and we're going to go ahead swing high to low, right? We're going to swing high to low. Look at our Fib ISO range. All right, so what we know, and this is crazy, this is one of those aha moments in trading where you can see all this resistance right here. There's tons and tons of resistance. What is that confluent with, right? What is that confluent with on the Fibonacci retracement? This is where, that's what's one thing that's so fun with trading and technical analysis is when you constantly have things still wow you, right? When you see these levels line up. So your 38% retracement is 257.60, and it certainly would not be surprising with all this resistance to our left. We come up here and potentially get rejected. Here's your hourly 200 EMA, and so if we get above, we need this. What matters is the pullback is a back test and hold of this level, right? And if we do push up to that level, you could do your Fibonacci swing low to high. And let's assume that this is going to be the high right here. We'll take a look at our isolated range, right? And you can see what matters is the pullback is that your 38% retracement, which is going to favor price going to pivot higher highs, would potentially be your low, right? So if price gets up and over this 1 hour 200, gets rejected by the 38, right here could potentially be your hourly higher low. And I'm seeing some confluence with January 6th for hourly higher lows. It looks like within the next 2 days, if we get up and over this 1 hour 200, we'd be looking for back tests and 1 hour 200 EMA supports on January 6th is what I'm seeing. That is what I'm seeing. So, and like I said, if we do get up and over this range, we're seeing lots and lots of confluence with the 78% retracement. So if you're long, you're trading against Bitcoin's macro trend, right? And if we look at our isolated range, if I get long anywhere in this zone, my targets are going to be, my most bullish targets are going to be the golden pocket region at 78%. And if price goes to higher highs, I don't care. I've booked my gains onto the next trade. So that's what we're looking at on Matic. We got about 20 minutes left. I'm going to do one more coin, then we're going to take a look at some questions. Hopefully you guys are learning a couple things today. Let's take a look at Luna. Let's see what we got on Luna so far. Luna, we've got lots of drawings. Let me go to and Luna is one that I'm actively trading. And I have been trading both sides, both directions. Okay, let's look at our weekly. You know what? Let me just erase everything again. I think sometimes it's just quicker to do this. Okay, here's your weekly high. Luna, like many others. So this is the daily. Let's go to the weekly. Boom. Weekly. Here's your weekly high. Right. Here is your primary weekly high or low, secondary weekly high or low, tertiary weekly high or low. There's your weekly levels, right? Now let's go to the daily. Your daily is confluent. Your daily low is confluent with the weekly, right? Here is a daily high or low. Our daily trading range is 51.84 to 103.60. Somebody is betting on Luna that the price will not get back down to $42. Somebody's trying to bet me that the price will not get back down to $42, right? I am betting that price will certainly go back to $42 in the future. All right, swing high to low. What do we hold? We held. What do we know? We held. On a candle closing basis, we held exactly the 38% retracement. So what is more likely than less likely? As long as price holds 83.83, is that Luna is going to break the pivot higher highs, right? We know this. That is the most likely scenario if we hold 83.83 on a daily candle closing basis. So we have a series of higher highs. Now, what I was looking at, and the reason, and I know somebody who shorted this, and I did not short this. I did not short this rising wedge, right? And I'll tell you guys why. So this was tempting, potentially tempting to short, right? So you got this candlestick pattern here, right? And this is a rising wedge, a bullish exhausting pattern, right? The reason I didn't short this was because if you look at the 4 hour time frame, right? What I was not seeing is my 4-hour confirmations, right? So what we're seeing is candle close 4-hour higher highs, and what you're seeing is bullish confirmation. So the reason I stayed away from a short here, even though this did break a little bit bearish, was the bullish confirmation. This was lacking bearish divergence on the 4-hour time frame. So I skipped the short on Luna. And although my rules in trading is you're trading with the trend. If price is closing above the 4-hour 200 EMA, you're bullish. So that would have been trading against the trend, right? All right, so let's take a look at our 4-hour trading range. Let's swing high to low, right? Let's go ahead and look at our Fib ISO. We got above the 50%, right? We got above the 50%. So this one is more likely than less likely to challenge the highs, right? I don't think Luna, it does not appear as though Luna is done yet. Let me just get it. Let's just swing a 4-hour low to high. Okay, let's zoom into our hourly time frame. So your hourly low is 81.11. Here's your currently your hourly high at 93.96, and price is looking a little weak on the hourly time frame, right? We've lost the 38% retracement. We've lost this 1-hour 200, right? The 1-hour 200, if we look back here, was support, right? So we got above the 1-hour 200, back test support, higher high, then we lose the 1-hour 200. What was support typically flips to resistance, and right now we're looking at bear flagging on the 1-hour time frame, and we're getting 1-hour 200 EMA resistance, right? But still, even on the hourly time frame, I would have missed this as a short. This was not checking my boxes for bearish divergence. So this is a trade that I did not take, even though I am actively trading Luna. So I would not be surprised for a bear flag continuing to lower lows before we find a local low and then go from there. That's what we'd be looking at on Luna. And what we've seen is lots of confluence with 78% retracements. And you can see your 78% hourly retracement, your 78% hourly is confluent with the prior weekly high or low. So this is the first place I would be looking right here for potential support if we continue to hourly lower lows. That's what I would be looking at on Luna. All right. Yeah, I mean, Luna Investment Manager. Yeah, I mean, when Bitcoin has a bear market, so what do we know? What do we know on Bitcoin? That at some point, if we hide our drawings, we know at some point Bitcoin's going to the bear market low is going to be the weekly 200 to 300 EMA. We know this, right? At some point, the bull market's going to be over, and we're going to have a bear market, and the capitulatory low, like we look at the COVID low back here, is the weekly 200 EMA. You look at the low from 2018, the 200 EMA. So at some point when Bitcoin, the bear market low is at the weekly 200, which is right now around $24,000. Certainly Luna is going to go to dramatically lower lows than it is now, right? So a safe thing to say is that Luna is certainly going to kiss the daily 200 EMA, if not, certainly the 2-day. I mean, the 2-day for Luna is all the way down here at $28. So to say that Luna is never going to get to $42 on a macro bear market low for the cryptoverse, to me, is very, very unrealistic, right? Very unrealistic. And we see, Bitcoin typically has 80% bear market pullbacks, right? Typically an 80% drop, right? And typically the altcoins drop further than that. So if we go, if we go from Luna, and here is your low, right? Low on Luna is $4, right? And if you just hold your shift key, right, and we say, okay, look, let's say Luna, it doesn't lose 80%. I mean, 80%, an 80% pullback right now would be $19, right? So I was actually talking with one of our other trading group members, that we're getting ready for, what coins are we going to spot long at bear market lows when price gets to the weekly 200 and 300 EMA? What coins are we going to be looking to deploy our stable coins into at bear market lows? And that's a conversation we'll have with you guys in the future and share that information with you guys. All right, so we got about 15 minutes left. Let me take a look at some of these questions. Soham, what's up, brother? Protein member in the house. Protein member in the house. We took a look at Luna. Can you, let's see, RLC, Adam. We took a look at Adam. You can rewind the stream. If you guys don't know how to rewatch the streams, right here, you click this little triangle right here. The streams are saved for 30 days. Looks like there's 2 other guys streaming live right now. If you scroll back, you can see, we stream every single day. And if you go to my homepage on TradingView, here's all our streams, and they're saved for 30 days before they're deleted, right? And here's all my ideas. So you can rewatch the stream when it's over. All right. When you have a bowl for the 30, we already went over this, right? We already went over that. Let's see, Vet, can you explain the significance of the 88% return? Oh yeah, sure, absolutely. So very, very quickly, let's zoom into the hourly time frame. So we talk about trade journeys, and I oftentimes mention I've got 5+ figures invested in my trading education, and the traditional space to me that is the most similar to, well, now there's more traditional. When I started trading, okay, I'll say it this way. When I started trading, the space that was the most confluent with the cryptoverse was the Forex markets, right? Forex trading. And in one of my Forex trading courses, I had a single educator that talked about the 88% retracement. And I applied that to the cryptoverse many, many years ago, and I've never heard anybody else talk about it. And the 88.6 is a Fibonacci number, right? And that is a way to maximize your bull and bear targets, right? So all you got to do is 0.886 and use that as a level on your Fibonacci retracements. I've never heard anybody else in crypto talk about that level, but that's where I first learned about that level, was in a Forex trading course many years ago. Let's see. Great stuff. Appreciate the analysis. You're welcome, Jess. Thank you for joining the stream. Agree for Luna, 50-ish. Okay, great. Great, investment manager. Your presentation on Matic and Luna, good case studies. Okay, you're welcome, investment manager. Glad you guys are here. Listen, you regulars that are here every day, I was the guy that was at every one of my educators, every event I could go to, every live stream. The guys that are in the pro team that know me on a personal level know that there was a very long period of time where I was only sleeping 3 to 5 hours a night and just submerged myself in the trading. You got to get your 10,000 hours in. It takes 10,000 hours to master a craft. Lots of people I knew earlier in my trading career, burned out, didn't last. I mean, I would say that, it's kind of like professional poker players where you have, 85% of people lose money. Like 10% of people break even, only 5% of people make money. I think that's true for trading, where the vast majority of people in the cryptoverse lose money over long periods of time. Some break even, and only the select few actually make money, especially in derivatives trading. Any more questions, guys? We got about 10 minutes. We could probably look at 1 or 2 more tickers. Let me look, see if there's any regulars that are looking for tickers that we didn't cover. Any regulars looking for tickers that we didn't cover here? Scrolling through here, see if I recognize any names with tickers we have yet to go over. We looked at Adam. All right, scrolling down, I see Sand from a regular request for Sand. Let's see, Luna Matic, okay. Sand, and okay. All right, we'll do Sand and whatever that is. I don't even know what that ticker is for investment manager. All right, let's do Sand. A meta space. I have a feeling that the meta space is not going to be long term. USDT Sand. All right, let's see what this investment manager ticker is. Problem with these stock tickers is we tend to lose a lot of viewers when I do these stock tickers, but okay. We'll go ahead and do it for investment manager, regular viewer. Okay, let's go look at Sand on the weekly. Let's see what we have for drawings. All right, let's go ahead and erase everything. Start fresh. I'm going to try to get through 2 of these. So here's your weekly all-time high. I mean, look at this bull rip, guys. Oh my Lord, this is crazy. I mean, look at this. All right, so we have a weekly high, right? And then we have we had what looks like a weekly equilibrium here. Our current weekly high or low is $4.42. Let's go to the daily time frame. Here's your December 4th low, and we have a weekly higher low. That's good news. All right, so here's our daily lower high. So, this is, essentially right now, you guys, you've got a higher time frame equilibrium pattern, which is the most likely scenario after a giant bull rip. So you want to trade the expansion of a trading range, not the tightening of a trading range. So on the daily time frame, right, on the daily time frame, we're going to swing from the $4.42 low, which is the weekly low, to the high. Let's take a look at our isolated range. We are closing, at or below the 50% retracement, which is a bit bearish. Let's go to the 4-hour. So the good news for the bulls is you're getting 4-hour 200 exponential moving average support. So you have a candle close low and a candle close lower low, and you're seeing bearish confirmation, unfortunately. So the technicals are giving you bearish confirmation on the 4-hour on sand. I could see the meta space losing some steam. Every financial cycle you have, what was it, 2018, it was like the privacy coins and the blockchain space, and like the relevant spaces or the hot spaces cycle over time and they lose steam. And I'm sure the NFT space will lose favor as we move forward in time, and we'll have another space to come to light. I remember decentralized internet was one that we had. So, all right, so let's go swing high to low here too, out of curiosity. Swing high to low. What was our level? We realized the golden pocket region, right? Which this swing high to low suggests that the price is going to print a higher low relative to the weekly low at $4.42. We're seeing a golden pocket realization here, and oftentimes you see these golden pocket realizations in an equilibrium pattern. So we know we had this big bull rip up, and so it's really not surprising to have the big bullish move up, and a golden pocket rejection, golden pocket support, and then continue to do this as you tighten the range. That is quite normal. So what do we think is going to happen here, right? We're holding the golden pocket range. We've gone below the 50% retracement. So the most likely scenario here is that we're going to continue tightening the trading range or continuous equilibrium pattern. So we're seeing bearish confirmation right now, right? So we could continue to pivot lower lows if this is the low on the 4-hour time frame. Let's mark our 4-hour trading range. Here's your 4-hour high at $6.96. Here's your 4-hour higher low, or actually 4-hour lower low, but daily higher low at $5.41. And wherever this low is, now this low could be between the weekly low and here, anywhere in this space, you're going to swing high to low, and you're seeing lots of confluence with the golden pocket region. So I think that this asset, and if we zoom out, we'll zoom out to the 12-hour. Visually speaking, this asset could tighten the trading range. Visually speaking, right? Boom, boom, boom. Potentially for into February for another month. It would not surprise me for this to tighten the trading range for another month. All right, so this is a stock ticker. Then we're going to close things out. We got about 5 minutes left. Welcome to the stream, everybody. You guys can rewatch it if you have any questions. I'll try to get some questions answered right at the end if we have time. Stocks, we start on the monthly time frame for the strength trading system, which works on all financial assets. Let's look at the monthly time frame. Wow, very, very volatile here. Very volatile. So here's your prior monthly high, right? We've broken to monthly higher highs, right? And then interesting, the fact, so you have a monthly, monthly all-time high, monthly higher high. Here's your monthly higher low, broken to monthly lower lows. This one is crazy. This one is crazy. You have a very wide monthly trading range, right? So on the monthly time frame, what's the most likely scenario? And I know nothing about this stock. This is probably an EV name, knowing investment manager. Is this an EV name, investment manager? Here's your 38% retracement. We did close below that level. Let's see if we closed above our bear zone. We did close above the bear zone. So this candle close would suggest that price is going to challenge the prior weekly high, but not necessarily go to weekly higher highs, right? So there's your 50% retracement. And let's go ahead and zoom into the weekly. That was the monthly, guys. Sorry, guys. Here's your weekly. Here's your weekly, and this is what I like to see when you have confluence: weekly rejection, bull break, weekly support. So the weekly 200 EMA is relevant. So if we continue to weekly lower lows, if you know, you certainly have. God, the freaking microphone. You know, the microphone didn't go out at all yesterday. I don't know why today it's doing it. You know, at some point somebody needs to jump on Discord that knows these Steel Series headsets and help me out with this thing. So we have the weekly all-time high, a weekly lower low, weekly lower low, weekly lower high, weekly lower low. So we are in a weekly downtrend, right? So it would not be surprising that price would consolidate down to the weekly 200, hold this 58% retracement. We're not going to be surprised if price gets down to $77.69. Holding this level would still mean it is more likely than less likely we're going to challenge the prior highs, right? We know this. So we had resistance 3 times on the weekly 200. Finding support is what I would anticipate on this asset, right, on the weekly. So if this is the weekly low, okay, your weekly high is confluent with your monthly, right? We're going to swing from high to low with our Fibonacci again. We're going to look at our isolated range, and we have cleared the 38% retracement. We're still below the 50% retracement, right? Let's back up a pivot and look at the weekly low here. And so here, this is what's likely to happen, right? So if we were here and we don't know what's going to happen in the future, we have a weekly high, weekly low, weekly lower low, right? We extrapolate out our 50% retracement, right? Right, we know if we reject off 1079, we're likely to challenge the weekly pivot lows, but not necessarily go to weekly pivot lower lows. And lo and behold, we challenge the weekly lows and go to weekly lower lows, right? That's how we knew this. So here's our weekly trading range. We're right at the 50% retracement. So it's gonna be important to see what happens at $10.32. See if we get any information on the daily time frame here. This one looks a little illiquid. I don't know. I do not know, but this one looks a little bit illiquid to me. And then you certainly have daily confluence for your lows, right? Candle close, and daily resistance. So the daily 200 EMA is relevant as well. But I would stay zoomed out. You know, on the traditional spaces, I tend to be more zoomed out than the cryptoverse. Tend to trade on higher time frames. If you're new to trading, the higher the time frames you trade on, the less mistakes you're going to make. So we got a couple minutes left. Let me see if we got any questions. BTC. Hey, any good books to read? I am a visual learner, and I took in-person and online courses and video courses as well with books. I did not read any trading books. I am a visual learner. Okay, you do a cracking job. Oh, thanks so much, BTC. I have already learned a stack from listening to the stream. Great. Sand. Hey, you guys, the likes that you guys give me and the comments on the videos and stuff, I do go off through all those. I do appreciate that. You know, that's nice to have a little bit of positive reinforcement for these efforts that we do. We do put a lot of time into this. Okay, can you show what would day trade Adam? Oh, geez, I would love to. Let me see. I think I'm out of time. I believe I am out of time. We could, oh man. All right. We might be able to try to do that. I might have to run. I have to run any minute. I can tell you that. I tell you, if we're going to do a day trade, I don't want to rush through it, guys. I'd love to do it. If you guys want to do a day trade stream and we got the same regulars here, you know, instead of doing special request tickers, we could scout day trades. Maybe we should do that tomorrow. And I can tell you how I would do it is, you know, we use CoinMarketCap and CoinMarketCap.com, right? So the step number one is we're going to look for the most volatile assets, right? So I have a watch list that I put together. You guys go to CoinMarketCap.com, put a watch list together today. That'll be your homework assignment. All the links here are safe. And then I would be clicking this 24-hour volume, right? And we're going to look for the most volatile assets. FTM is near the top. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Maybe that'll be the game plan for tomorrow, guys. Tomorrow, this will be a good game plan where we look at the top 5 most volatile assets, right? So we have a 21% move, 12% on FTM. Was FTM the one that we were looking at that was the most volatile? I can't even remember. So we look both bull and bear. So what's the most bullish asset? What's the most bearish asset? So we have only a 9% move on the bear side, and we have a 21% move on the bull side. So we'd be focused on bullishly day trading. If the red number was higher, we'd be focused on bearishly trading. So that'll be the homework assignment for tonight, for today, and then tomorrow we'll do that instead of doing a bunch of special request tickers. I'd like to do that with you guys, show you guys what I do. Adam. And Adam's near the top one. Oh, it was Adam, right? 11% move, right? Yeah, Adam is something I would look at day trading for sure. Oh, let's see here. Don't trade in the middle of that range. Okay, remind us to hit the like. Okay. Hey, guys, I got to run. Thanks so much for watching the stream today, guys. We've got a game plan for tomorrow. We will see you all on the next one. Good luck trading today, guys.